the demand for a Christ-like man, a true spiritual leader that would understand his role as a father and head of the home, a true provider taking care of his own children and family, protect them entirely, a faithful man of God who lives righteously, willing to take responsibility as a loving father would be. That's how it should be, not simply taking part in the making of a child, but also willing to go the extra mile without counting the child's expense. How many men are involved in the fatherhood experience? Not many, and it's sad, because daily a baby is born who won't know dad, cause he abandoned his son or daughter who are now being raised by the single mother. It's hard to see the tragedy of today's society. It's all about self and no love for the family. It takes a man to admit that he's wrong, but life is tough and the pressure is on one who's motivated to have accountability. That's how it's gotta be. Go ahead and preach it, E. The male gender must take a stand, cause today there's a need for a Christ-like man.
It's what we really need, a Christ-like man. A Christ-like man. That's what we really need, a Christ-like man.
Too many men are selling out to promiscuity, trying to prove their masculinity, but that's immaturity. We need to solve the playboy problem, or you'll get played like the days of Samson. True manhood doesn't mean being promiscuous, because physical lust is no use for us. What good is it for us to have a million women when fornication is a deadly demon? We need to change that sinful activity to raise a nation of men with responsibility. Take a stand in the church, take a stand in the school, cause it's about time for the men to rule. Taking a stand as a father, take a stand in the home, so the kids won't grow up with mom alone. I'm not trying to offend with the message that I send, but why is that divorce is now a popular trend? This world is lacking fathers, without a doubt. Too many kids being raised in grandma's house. A little girl confesses, daddy doesn't love me, he doesn't come around, he doesn't even call me. He promised me that he will be here, but where's daddy now? He's never there. Who's gonna give the kids a helping hand? Who's gonna teach your son how to be a man? How to play sports and how to handle a ball, how to be manly and how to stand tall. Who's gonna be there to have a man-to-man talk with him, not only as a father, but as a friend to grow with them? Besides mom, who's gonna look out? Tell me, who's the example around your house? Some of us fight to be understood, but look, Christ-likeness is the meaning of manhood. You must obey God's command in order to live the life of a Christ-like man.
That's what we really need, a Christ-like man. A Christ-like man. That's what we really need, a Christ-like man.
A Christ-like man is a godly achiever, a man of character, a true believer. He's like a Daniel, a champion who needs no recognition, a man who's bold enough to make a decision. We need to be real and just stop the drama, because a man of God is an overcomer, the example to follow, the one the kids look up to ask advice and also to talk to. Let's be hardworking and care for our children, and in the future be there for our children. A Christ-like man must be strong, because a true man remains while others run. He keeps his word with no resentment, and he's not afraid to make a commitment. Let's be responsible and take a stand, cause God hates a double-minded man. So let's try to comprehend and understand God's plan, and day by day be a Christ-like man.
That's what we really need, a Christ-like man. A Christ-like man. That's what we really need, a Christ-like man.
Bobby F.
Hallelujah.
your story.